Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crescent City, New Orleans. We are here with the family reunion. My folks from Wilson, we are bonded by ball, and of course, that ball is going to be on the hardwood floor for Championship Monday. We got a great crew here, and when we say the Championship Monday, we got two teams going head-to-head. We got Kansas, we got USC, and we got some alumni also representing from Louisiana as well. And I'll introduce myself. I'll start with that. My name is Rob Nice, originally from New Orleans. Spent some time hosting with NBA teams, also on some college levels, and my good folks with Wilson. So I'm so excited to have this, not only for the food reasons, but to have this in my backyard. All right, so I'll go ahead and toss it to the right, and we have another Louisiana native right here, and we'll start with Mr. Thomas.
I'm Tyrus Thomas from Baton Rouge. I played at Louisiana State, and I actually participated in the Final Four. So, the experience every year, I kind of relive it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow.
Okay.
Tonight.
Ursin, another Louisiana native. I went to Baylor for 4 years. I'm a grad transfer now, play at Tulane University. It's good to be back home, and I'm excited for this game that's about to kick off tonight.
Hello, I'm Danny Manning. I went to the University of Kansas. We're excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us tonight. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk.
Saying that right next to the gentleman we're introducing now, who is?
Hey, look, I'm Rashad McCants, Asheville, North Carolina native, not a New Orleans native, but definitely a Tar Heel, born and bred, and we're here to take it all like we always do, and it's nothing new this time around.
Now, feel free to answer whoever's ready, but first thoughts, just being in this atmosphere for everybody that's played, and you get that feeling of tournament feel, and the fans are around, and they're looking and cheering you guys on. What memories first come to mind? Anybody?
I'm not gonna lie. This year, I was kind of envious. It's like, man, I wish ours was in New Orleans.
Right.
We played in Indianapolis, so just actually being here at home and watching the amount of fans from North Carolina, Kansas, they deep. Everybody was deep out here, and I'm just like, man, we would have had it here, So I just been envious, but it's been good to see the fans and just be in the environment.
Mr. Manning.
As a player, when you're at the Final Four, your focus is with your team, right? You're going to your meetings, you're going to your meals, you're learning scouting report, you're talking to your teammates about what you have to do to be successful. This is a completely different feel for me. I don't know how you guys do, but now you're walking around, you see the support, you see that your school colors are being flown, and it's just a different energy walking on the street. We don't get a chance to do that when you're involved in it as a team, and so this has been a lot of fun just to take in the scenery, to take in the energy and feel a part of it. So it's been a great experience thus far.
Now, to mix the two, you've been here, played for Tulane, you played for LSU. How do you combine the two and describe the overall feeling to somebody that's coming to New Orleans to check out high-level competition, basketball, any kind of sport you name, but right here with the Final Four? Particularly you, because you Tulane, Uptown, and everybody, you see everybody with the school colors right now taking the streetcar. They're doing a bunch of stuff that you would just do to go to class, but how do you combine the two in terms of describing the feeling of having the Final Four, but in your hometown?
I think it's just different, and when you say that, a lot of people don't understand. It's more, it's the people, it's the atmosphere, it's what you see. It's just being surrounded by people that's excited for a game of basketball. But it's more to it than that. It's just being in New Orleans. It's just different out here, and so combining the two and just seeing that people get to experience what I get to experience every day, and being in it is different, like you said. I was away from it when I was at school, and then I came back to it, and I was like, dang, I've been here all my life, and I'm still missing out on all the good stuff. So it's pretty cool to see all these people around and just smiles and happiness.
Now, we all bounded by basketball. Rashad, have you seen a lot of people that you've seen from your time at North Carolina?
I literally fresh off the plane.
Oh, he only comes to championship games.
We got a mission, Once we find out we're gonna be on the ship,
okay,
we get to the landing spot. So for me, it's always been in and out, making sure we're here. But the feeling of the competitiveness is on a different level. It's just because when you're meant for that championship type of stage, you know, the only real goal is to outdo the other performers from the history, you know, like Danny and other performers who come down the line, and you kind of get up for those games where you like, Danny Manning was, you know, X amount of, you know, points in this game and that game, and these are the challenges you're up for, you know, not just as a team but as an individual. So it's a different type of energy walking around.
And Danny, it's a whole different ball game now, completely. You can watch film on a tablet. You can scout your team. You can see everything in real time, including family, friends, social media. What was something that you had to do that maybe Tyrus, everybody else didn't have a chance to do, that you had to take the extra step to prepare for your championship game?
Well, I don't want to call it an extra step. It's just, it was what it was. That was the technology that we had, right? And so for us, it was like everyone else, we watched film. But our film was more so, it took a little bit longer to watch our film because the technology didn't allow you to reverse and fast forward as quickly as you can get through it now. And so, you know, to me, I reflect back on those days, but those were fond memories because you're sitting with your teammates, right? You're sitting in there and the coaches, you're cringing, first of all, because your coach is like, why'd you do that? You missed the box out. You know, when you're like, okay, but you reflect back on it, and those are stories that you're telling with your teammates when you come to events like this. Like, hey, you remember when coach got on you when you ain't box out and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, those are the fun stories. You know, when you go and you're walking around, you're in the hotel and you see a former teammate, it's always love. There's always a warm embrace. There's something special about sharing moments like this with people that you've been in battles with. And that what makes it special too. So you talk about bonded by ball. That is so true for all of us because we all have those stories.
That bond is here, and let's take it outside of the big game for a second. Tyrus, what's your biggest memory outside of LSU, just from the tournament period? What's your biggest Final Four memory that you can think of outside of actually playing around that time?
I don't know, man. We were so locked in to playing, like I can't remember nothing outside of the game. Like I was injured SEC tournament.
Okay.
So from the day the SEC tournament ended to the day we lost to UCLA, I can't tell you nothing but game day. Like I can't tell you what happened at practice.
Right.
I can't tell you, like, even like, he talk about film, but it's funny because like that time, I don't think I even cared about film. Like it's not about the X's and O's at that point. It's the Jimmys and the Joes. Right? That's why I don't watch college basketball, but the tournament, I can watch it because now I'm going to see who's who.
Right.
Right? You're going to see who can hoop, who a dog, who hyped.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because at this time, that's when you like this. I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. And I ain't hooped in a minute, but it's like, I feel like right now, I could challenge anybody at this table or anybody playing because it's about the Jimmy and the Joes.
Right.
Like, I ain't hooped in a while, but right now, like, I'm in this. Like,
yeah.
I'm getting chills because I'm in this.
I'm on your team. I'm
like, but I'm saying, like, so it's like I got to calm myself down a little bit because it's like LSU ain't even hooping and we done.
Right.
But it's like this is a moment where if you're a competitor, it's like this that time. Like,
so it's coming back into this atmosphere, but not actually being the player. You kind of now get to see the other feelings that you blocked out getting ready for that time, right?
When the last time you hooped?
On the plane.
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay.
Consistently.
No, about 2 years.
But he still wore the crown in here because they playing and it's a mentality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? It's it's something that you don't lose. Like if you, and this is when you find out who got that.
Yep. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Other stuff might, but this is when it's just one of them things. Like, so
it all boils down to when it matters. All right, now everybody's bounded by ball. You create lifetime memories that you never forget, that are life lessons that come with you that you can't describe. Can anybody describe the hardest thing that you ever had to get over that you look back and say, I do not know how I got over that hump, but if it weren't for basketball, I wouldn't possibly have gotten over that hump? That was a good one, right?
we got enough time?
We got a little bit, but, we got to get some of this good food in New Orleans, so. I know a few are coming up.
I would say when around this time of college, my last year, my mom had just got diagnosed with breast cancer. And then I ended up having an intestinal disorder that took me out 4 games prior to the NCAA tournament. And it was something that I didn't get a lot of support at the time during both ailments. And it was something that kind of let me know that basketball wasn't the biggest thing, but it was, because I had to keep going. I couldn't go see my mom. I couldn't go visit her in the hospital. And she ended up coming up to Chapel Hill to take care of me.
Wow.
While she was going through her remission. And I was in the bed sick, didn't know what was going on with me. But my sickness came from her being sick. I was so sick inside that I couldn't help her or do nothing about it. I got sick. But it was Ball that kept me like, I gotta keep going for her, because if I stop, we both gonna drop.
Right.
So that was something that gave me like inspiration in that championship year. Once I got back on the floor, it was gonna be different for me than it was. Like he said, the regular season is cool. When you turn on the TV for that tournament, it was different. So I took that energy from that fueled me, the ball, the team, all that fueled me to go, even harder when I got back on the floor. So I think that, fueled us for the championship as well.
Amazing to lock in like that, man. That's incredible right there. We appreciate you sharing that too.
Sure.
And how much of a family atmosphere, when you guys think about it, from that locker room time, that you can think, I'm spending more time with my family by being with my basketball family. How did that create this bond that, not with everybody, of course, but just that thought of being in that mindset? How did that carry over to what you guys do now in your everyday lives, from the type of structure that was needed to form that bond with basketball?
Trust. You got to trust these people every day. Like, regardless if they're performing or not, you got to know that I'm on the court with you. I got to trust you. And I think that's the approach you got to take in life, because we don't get nowhere without each other. You're not going to get nowhere without somebody helping you. And I'm a big stickler for character. Like, a lot of who you are is going to get you somewhere. But, again, I think what we have now is a foundation. It had to start somewhere. And being a ball player all my life, I had teammates all my life. Yeah, I got a family, but these are the people I'm with every single day, grinding with every single day. Like, I may have a bad day, and yeah, I could call up my mom, but these people see it on my face. Like, and I think right there, you building trust with people who turn into family, who are once strangers. And so just being in with them, and like you said, there's some closer than others, but at the end of the day, you my teammate, we wearing the same jersey, I'm gonna pick you up off the floor regardless, regardless of how close we are. And like he had mentioned earlier, this the moments where you see one of your old teammates on the street and there's no love lost. Like, you giving them a hug like y'all been together every day. And I think just growing up and being able to have so many people that I played with from all over the world, and just different people made up of different families and backgrounds, that kind of shaped me into who I am today, just learning to respect everybody and love everybody.
Amazing. And as we get ready to wrap up, I'm going to ask a couple more questions. That run you guys had with LSU, you guys were underdogs for most of the games, right? What do you remember most about overcoming, one, being down in a few of those games, but what it took to make it to the Final Four, and that you could take with you to say, whoa, we definitely got through that, but it was just us that was believing that we were going to win some of these games?
Man, so like,
that was the big baby. That team was crazy, man.
That team, like, for me, basketball saved me emotionally, and there's a lot that I learned about myself after the fact. Just doing the work. And if it wasn't for basketball, I don't know what I would have done. But it spoiled me, because I expected, from the time I left LSU, like, that was my standard of a locker room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't understand the business of the game.
Okay.
Right? Like, I ain't understand it. So, like, I struggle with just that, because what people ain't understand, Me and Garrett played on our first team together when we was 4 years old.
Garrett Temple, yep.
Right, so 4, 5, 6, and 7, we played together.
Okay.
Glenn came at 8.
Okay.
So 4, 5, 6, and 7 is me and Garrett. 8, 9, 10, 11 is us 3. Now, I moved to another team. My godfather died. He was running the gym. I moved to another team, but then Taz came.
Okay.
Taz came to that team. Now, I ain't playing. I'm playing on the other team against y'all, but if y'all not playing, if we not playing that weekend, I'm playing with y'all. If y'all ain't playing that weekend, y'all playing with us. You know what I'm saying? So, like, them my brothers for life. Garrett and Glenn was the best men in my way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I played with my brothers. Darryl Mitchell, he was older than us, but he from St. Martinville. Like, so that season was right after Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
Everywhere we went on the road, we saw somebody that was put on the bus and sent wherever we was at, all the way to West Virginia. That wasn't even about us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole season was just like.
Oh no, yeah, as a displaced
like,
person, yes sir.
It was that year wasn't even like
your lockers aren't your lockers.
Yeah, like
you don't have a place to stay. It was rough.
Even to this day, when that Final Four run, even though we didn't get the chip, it mean more to our state probably than the chip because at that point, it gave people like some relaxation for to watch the game, and we doing well. The women did well that year. You know, they made it to the Final Four. Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, Kiana Chaney, Erica White. You know what I'm saying? Like, that year wasn't about us.
Right.
And so it was just, that was some hometown shit that we needed.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like we just needed that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that was.
And going through Katrina, I worked for the New Orleans Hornets. We had to move to Oklahoma City. That temporary home, you could put this there and it still would, if it wasn't Louisiana, it was different. Rashad, your run with your team, I remember you guys had, I would say, with the younger guys though, but you, Sean May and the guys, and everybody came together. What's the thing that you remember most about your championship run?
I remember from the start, we had big expectations, and myself and Raymond and Sean, we were juggernauts. We led in our own statistical categories the 3 years we were there, so we had big expectations. I think losing Ray early to a sanction, we lost to Santa Clara, you know, first couple games, and you know, we went through some turmoil with myself and coach, just in the tabloids and things being said. So we had a challenging time, you know, getting our stuff together internally. But as a team, we knew we were superior than everybody. Going into the season, we knew Illinois had, you know, certain expectations for themselves, but it was going to be us or them.
Okay.
So going all the way down to the wire, getting there, the most memorable thing was actually being on the court championship game, warming up, trying to figure out why I wasn't nervous, why I didn't feel the jitters, why I didn't have any anxiety, why I wasn't thinking about the next plays, what I was going to do on the court.
Right.
It was literally another game. And to this day, I had never had that feeling where I knew I was on this court for a reason and had nothing to do with playing against the other team. It was a practice, glorified practice. Who's going to guard me, it don't matter. Don't matter what plays they're going to run, we're going to win. Don't matter. It really didn't matter. And by the time the game ended, it was just about how I was going to celebrate with my teammates. How are we going to celebrate? Am I going to take my jersey off? What I'm going to do? Because I'm going to do something. I'm going to figure out what it is. And that's how it kind of transpired for me. My memorable moment was holding my jersey up, saying we finally did it. We planned this out. This was not a fluke. We were supposed to be here.
Man, you guys have some amazing stories, and the common denominator is basketball was the thing that bonded and either took the focus or refocused everybody. Real quick, Mr. Manning, I don't know if they have speakers out there. Why will your team win the national championship? Quick fire, because we have to go. But, you know, they might be listening.
We're built for this.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of schools out there that are very dominant. You have a lot of schools that go on great runs. But I think the game tonight, you have two of the most storied programs in the history of college basketball. And we're all fortunate to be a part of it. If you're a part of it or you support it, and I'm excited. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like our guys going to make the plays necessary to win, just like Rashad feels his team is going to do the same thing. But, you know, that's college athletics, right? It gives you a lot of different things. It creates a grateful heart for you, right? Because now we can reflect back and go, wow, that helped shape me, right? That experience that we went through, we became close, we became a better team. So you understand how fortunate you are to have that experience with the people that you had it with, and then the people that you're able to share it with. So, you know, I just feel like
They have the tools.
They definitely have the tools, and it's going to be a great game, but I feel like the Jayhawks are going to find a way to pull it out.
All right, so let's take an unbiased question. Who do you think wins tonight? Kansas, okay, all right. I might have saw an elbow bump or something.
Sorry.
But look, guys, that was quick because we're going to enjoy the pregame festivities, some of this great New Orleans food. We appreciate everybody for joining us for this family reunion. It's Wilson Basketball. We are bonded by basketball, and hope you guys have a great rest of your Final Four right here in New Orleans. We thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching the Wilson Family Reunion.